Right, so I've come up with a little bit of an idea, and I don't recommend you do this, okay? Don't try this at home, folks. So let's try this. Let's hope it doesn't go bang, because you know me, things do tint actually, I might. There's the river, and just there is my new lockup. So I'm a little bit worried after all that rain that my lockup, it may be flooded, especially as the floor does dip down quite low. So let's check my new lockup and see if it's flooded. Well, just as I suspected, it looks like a little bit of water has managed to work its way in here. That's a shame. People like to park quite close to my doors, which I guess is a downside. So I'm having a lockup that faces a car park. Can't even open the doors. Bugger. Oh well, they say that not all that glitters is gold. I guess if ever I want to come here and spend a day here, it means I'm simply going to have to get here earlier in the morning or park right outside the night before. I don't see no reason why I can't do that. Well, I've got to say, I'm really relieved that my lockup isn't flooded, but it is the strangest of things. Since driving from the workshop to my lockup, Mary has been perfectly fine. She hasn't gone into limp mode, which is really odd because technically I haven't fixed anything. All I've done is check for leaks. The only thing that I have actually done is clear all the fault codes with my computer. So I'm wondering if that has stopped her from going into limp mode. But like I said in my last video, I really am just taking stabs in the dark and clutching at straws. But I guess the good thing is she's not going into limp mode anymore until the next time. So let's go back to the workshop, plug in my computer and see if any new fault codes have come up. Now, just in case you are new here, my name is Mel and I live full-time in this Mercedes Sprinter camper van that I converted by myself. And since moving into my van, I've been plagued with nothing but problems, unfortunately. That's what my YouTube channel has become, a channel about problems with a Mercedes Sprinter, rather than my first intentions was to make videos about me going off on adventures, metal detecting, treasure hunting and all that malarkey. One day when my van is running properly, that's exactly what I will do, but until then my channel is going to be all about me fixing this bleeding van. But saying that, if it's something that interests you, look, there's a bush. If there's something that interests you, there's another bush, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. Right, we're back at the workshop. Let's get this van in and undercover so that we can do some work on it. Oh, Adie's outside, rather him than me. If we get in the workshop, there seems to be a lot of vans parked outside today. Who can blame them? It is a nice sunny day. Oops. Not to take the flares off the side of your van, Mel. After all, you've only just fitted them. Can you imagine that if I reversed into the door and took the flares off? That would just about make my month, that would. It's a bit tight. But we're in. I'm not going to say that's what she said. Right, let's get that computer plugged in. Let's take this off. Little thing there. I've got to say, this has got to be one of the best things I ever bought, was this little car scanner. I did go for the dearest one they do, because this one does multiple vehicles, but you can get a cheaper one that only does sprinters. but I'd highly recommend getting one of these because you can use it on other vehicles as well, not just a Sprinter. And you can help your mates out, which I've done on numerous occasions. Let's plug it in, find out. There we go, in she goes. There you go, iCarsoft Pro. Now I need to turn the ignition on. Now you need the ignition on, but the engine off. Turn the fan off. We don't want to flatten the battery. I'm going to go straight to OBD2 for this. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I don't want to do that. I'll go there. That one. This one here. This does the engine codes. Here we go. Codes found. 1. I had my suspicions. Read codes. This code is defined by the manufacturer. Please enter select manufacturer. Enter Benz. Stored fault code is not found in the database. Please refer to the vehicle's user manual. You're right. We'll just Google this. P1955. Let's have a look. I knew there'd be something else. Let's have a look. Globe plug control module to PCM-COM circuit range. Well, there you go. It can't be the globe plug, surely. Globe plug control module to circuit range, say Sprinter. On the face of it, according to some generic diagnostic equipment, code P1955 is a manufacturer specific code that is defined by car maker Mercedes and sometimes by Chrysler. Globe plug control module 2 to PCM-COM circuit range performance. Also, according to some generic diagnostic equipment, this code is set particularly on Sprinter vans when the PCM powertrain control module detects an abnormal voltage in the communication circuit between the PCM and the glow plug control module. So let's take a look at our glow plug control module, wherever that is. I'll be right back. Well, after much searching, here's the control module tucked away down here underneath the near side headlight. So all I've got to do is try and undo all the wires and take it out, and then we'll take a close look at it. This actually looks like a sealed unit, so I'm going to have to break this apart to take a close look inside, see what's going on. Well, after prising it apart, I can clearly see something burnt out inside there. You can see that, I don't know if you can. There's 2 rods coming down, one of them's burnt out. And I'm guessing there's some kind of fuse. If you look on the other side, you can see them quite clearly. So there's a fuse each side. Yeah, and it looks like that, because the reason there's 2 going up is one's a sensor and one is actually a fuse, because they've got different contacts on the top there in the circuit board. So something is definitely amiss with one of my glow plugs. I'm going to check my glow plugs, see if they're okay. Can't see how this can be the problem though. I can't see how that can be causing my van to go into limp mode. Or maybe it is. I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's fix this and we'll see, I guess. I really must clean all this under here. It is quite dirty and grubby. It's not very good, is it? Look at the state of the rust on here as well. This is getting bad. This has happened during the winter. So I need to clean all this off and treat that somehow. We'll do that some other day. Sounds like some drama going on in the kitchen. Glow plugs. Who are you? Well, this has got me really stumped. If I check glow plug number 2, you can see it makes, there's very little resistance, it makes a circuit. And on glow plug number 1, there's still no resistance. Well, there is less resistance because the light is slightly brighter. So I use my meter, using my multimeter on ohms. If I check number 2, if the camera can pick that up, but it says 1.2 to 1.0 resistance in ohms, and on number 1, the 40 plug, the resistance is 0.7, 0.6 now. So I'm wondering if the reason that's the module has blown is because there's no resistance on that glow plug. It's just basically gone straight to neutral and blown it. Right, so I've come up with a little bit of an idea, and I don't recommend you do this, okay? Don't try this at home, folks. I've rigged up this fuse here. So this fuse is the other side of this fuse, or this wire, goes to my battery. So this is live. Right, now I'm going to touch the end of this on the top or the tip, if I can do it without touching any other metal surfaces, because as soon as this touches any of these metal surfaces, this fuse will blow because it's making a circuit. But what I want to try and do is put it on the tip of the glow plug number 2, which we believe is okay, so therefore the fuse shouldn't blow. Then I'm going to do the same with glow plug number 1. If glow plug number 1 is bad, then the fuse will blow. So let's try this. Let's hope it doesn't go bang, because you know me, things do tend, actually I might protect the sides of this with a bit of tape. Be right back. Just put that in there so it doesn't touch any metal. Alright, let's try this. So this is making the glow plug live. Little tiny click. Fuse is surviving. Right, so the fuse survived that first test. Now let's put it on what we think is the dud spark plug, not spark plug, glow plug. And if the fuse blows, we know that that glow plug is definitely bad. Straight away, the fuse blew. So that glow plug is definitely bad. Right, let's put all this back together and go and get some new glow plugs. Before I go, I'll just show you a close up of the fuse. Look at that, you can see it's clearly blowing it to bits. Now it's just occurred to me that before I put all this together, I'm going to absolutely soak the top of that glow plug with some WD-40, because in the past when I've changed glow plugs, they've got a tendency to snap and stay inside the head of the engine. Worst case scenario, you have to actually take the engine apart, you have to take the head off to get the glow plug out properly and to clean out all the cylinder bores. That's the last thing I want to do. I really don't want this to snap off inside the head. So I've been soaking it with WD-40, and I'm going to do that over the next couple of days, maybe even a week, before I even try and get that glow plug out of there. So I've decided that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep soaking it in WD-40. I'm not going to risk taking the glow plug out today. I'm simply going to put it all back together, leave it exactly how it was, go to Dartford, get the rest of my stuff, take it to my lockup, because I really do need to do that by the end of the month, otherwise I'm going to be stuck. I suppose I could always hire a van. Yeah. But no. I want to soak that glow plug with WD-40 as much as I can and drive it as much as I possibly can to make sure this penetrates in there, give me more of a sporting chance of getting that glow plug out in one go. So I think it's probably do me better to actually take it to Dartford and keep soaking it with WD-40 to try and free it up. Yeah, I don't even want to put a spanner on it and try it, not without soaking it first. So there you go. We're still going to go and get a new glow plug for it, and I'll need some other bits and pieces as well. I'm going to sort this out because I don't like that. I don't like the way that's gone rusty over the winter. I'm going to sort that out today, do some other bits and pieces, and then keep soaking this in WD-40. Also, I'm going to watch a ton of videos on YouTube on how to get glow plugs out without snapping them, because that's something I've never actually managed to do yet. It's a Mercedes. What can possibly go wrong? Well, I'm pleased to say the local motor factors had the parts that I needed. Here's my new glow plug. I only brought one because I'm not brave enough to change all four. Ideally, if one glow plug goes, you should really change all four of them, but as you can see, they're quite thin and long, and usually they snap here, leaving all of this inside the cylinder head. And that's why I'm going to soak it with WD-40 to try and minimise the risk of this snapping off. So for that reason, like I said earlier, I'm not going to change it before I go to Dartford. I'm going to actually go to Dartford in Kent and bring all my stuff here to my lockup in Stroud, and once I've done that, then I shall be braving it and trying to undo this. So make sure you stay tuned to see whether or not I do manage to get my glow plug out in one piece, or whether or not I snap it and completely bugger my engine. If you do have any tips for me in how to get one of these glow plugs out of my engine without snapping it off, then please do leave a comment in the comment section of this video. I'd appreciate any advice you could actually give me. Thank you in advance.